How's it going? I'm Malachi, greb, CEO and engineer of Elite Automation. We have Sam here with us again today. What are we going to talk about today, Sam? What are we going to tell these guys?
What's important in meetings, team meetings? What's more relevant to talk about in meetings? Problems, resolved issues, money, etc. What is important? Me, for one, I would say, I would like the joking aspect to be number one.
Yeah.
Because I like to enter a conversation or a meeting with a good vibe. So me, one is the culture of the meeting. So I would like to, what do you think?
Yeah, so that actually is probably one of his big value adds. He definitely adds like a lot of lightness to the meeting and keeps it vibrant. But when it comes to the actual meeting, like we got to think about what is the objective of the meeting. And so essentially your objective is to figure out solutions to your problems or to figure out what is the next step in whatever objective you're trying to accomplish. And with that being said, you're really focusing on what are the executable items and what can you do to get to those executable items, which would be action items. So what are your action items in order to be able to accomplish whatever your executable is?
Okay, once setting that tone of the meeting, then I really think executable items are probably the next in line for me. The importance of that. Could say without problems though.
Yeah, so like
no executables.
Like let's explain what's the issue versus of having a problem and talking about problems versus an action item.
I think it go hand in hand, really, to be honest with you. Seriously though, we gotta talk about problems.
Right. But what happens if you do all you do is you talk about the problem?
Nothing happens at the same time. Nothing happens, but.
And that tends to happen in a lot of meetings. Meetings will constantly, this is where you have good meetings and bad meetings and where companies really succeed is because if you have meetings where you're constantly just talking about, oh, this is wrong and that's wrong and this is wrong, and then you leave the meeting and that's all y'all did, it's like, what got accomplished from that meeting? True
that. I believe we just had a couple of those meetings where we just keep talking about problems, especially if none of those problems has been addressed. But then we're just talking. That's not even a meeting. We're just talking. But so I am sold on number one, executables are key. Okay, we have other issues, but if those are not executable at that certain point, let's just put those to the side, keep those archived, and then work on a lot of executables so we can narrow or shrink the issues.
Yeah.
So I get you on that. I get you.
Yeah, and so like one of our actionable things is we're gonna step back from trying to move forward, which sounds kind of inverse from what you're trying to do, but we're gonna step back and observe some things, right? We're gonna really document the issues that we're having, so that way we're not talking about issues. We have documented the issues, and now we can say, here's what our actionable items are from those issues.
And what he's saying about documenting, we talking illustrations,
picture
videos, or bullet points, things like that.
Exactly, and doing those for each individual items and get as much content towards those items as possible, or at least the proper amount to be able to tackle whatever that issue is and turn it into an actionable item. And then from there, like for this particular instance here, we're going to delegate different tasks out to what engineer is going to do what in order to mitigate all these different complications that we're having versus just having the guys who are on site focusing on these particular issues. We can have remote employees step in and help with the execution of these processes. Maybe we have different experts off site. Maybe we have just resources who can do some more like HR type of work for us while we can stay busy on the tasks that we feel are important.
So I don't know, for like an on-screen presentation, let's just start with the bullet points. We first find out our issues.
Yep.
Bullet point number one.
Yep.
Bullet point two, create an action list.
Yep.
Executable list, or whatever you want to call it. 3, disperse those executable items to engineers or techs or project manager, engineers, whatever, that are strong in those certain executable areas. 4, then execute.
Yep. You ready to execute?
Execute.
Catch you on the next one.